In a twist that sent entertainment columns buzzing this week, several major international outlets revealed a surprising truth. Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas have never been anything more than friends. The revelation comes after months of wild speculation that the Hollywood veteran and the Cuban beauty were secretly in a whirlwind. Romance, complete with rumors of an intergalactic wedding that had tabloids working overtime. Yet sources close to the actress insist she has remained single in recent months, describing Cruz not as a lover but as a kind mentor and approachable friend. The clarification not only puts an end to one of the industry's most persistent whispers, but also reopens conversations about Cruz's complicated image and his tangled history with his only biological daughter, an unspoken chapter that continues to shadow his public life. While the internet is busy dissecting Tom Cruise's rumored romance with Ana de Armas, one person seems entirely unmoved by the spectacle: his only biological daughter, Suri Cruz. Now 19, Suri has just completed her first year at a prestigious university and continues to live quietly under her mother Katie Holmes's protective wing. Having spent most of her adolescence away from her father's orbit, she has long learned to tune out the noise surrounding his personal life. To her, the headlines about who Tom Cruise may or may not be dating are distant echoes from a world she once belonged to only by name. Her silence speaks volumes. While Hollywood remains captivated by Cruz's perfectly maintained charisma, his only daughter appears to have built a life that deliberately excludes the man behind that immaculate facade. This emotional distance forms the invisible backdrop to the latest swirl of rumors. Earlier this month, several international outlets revealed that Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas have never been romantically involved, contrary to months of speculation suggesting the two stars were secretly in love, even planning a spectacular cinematic wedding. For fans who once believed Cruise had finally found his soulmate after more than a decade of solitude, the truth came as a shock. The affectionate gestures, the shared dinners, the gentle smiles, all now seem like fragments of a well-directed illusion. And for Suri, who has grown up watching her father's public persona unfold like a script, it's just another performance in a long-running Hollywood act she's chosen not to attend. It turns out neither Tom Cruise nor Ana de Armas ever confirmed a romance. Yet for months the world believed otherwise, convinced by a series of intimate public moments that seemed to speak louder than words. To fans who have waited over a decade to see the Top Gun icon find love again, every shared dinner and gentle gesture looked like proof that the actor had finally found his true north. But now, with the illusion shattered, audiences are retracing the so-called love timeline that once captivated them, only to discover a story far more complex, and perhaps more strategic, than anyone imagined. Their supposed relationship began making headlines in February when the pair were spotted dining together in London. Soon after, Cruz's private helicopter was seen ferrying the Cuban beauty around the English countryside, fueling whispers of a secret courtship. By late June, they were reported to have slipped away to a secluded island in Spain. In July, they appeared hand in hand on the streets of London, a sight that many took as an unspoken confirmation. Anonymous insiders painted the picture of a kindred spirit romance between two adventure-driven stars, whispering about a cinematic wedding that could rival any Hollywood love story. But by mid-October, the same sources claimed it was over, that after 9 passionate months, the spark had faded, and the couple had chosen to part ways amicably, returning to the comfort of friendship. Eagle-eyed netizens, however, noticed something intriguing. The supposed 9-month affair perfectly aligned with the promotional window of an upcoming film in which both Cruz and de Armas star. Could their romance have been an elaborate publicity strategy? Some now believe so, a carefully orchestrated media dance between two of Hollywood's most camera-savvy figures. After all, Tom Cruise is not just an actor. He is a phenomenon, a man whose 40-year career has made him both a box office legend and an enigma. From Top Gun to Mission, Impossible, and The Last Samurai, he has built an empire of charisma and control, even as his personal life, marked by 3 failed marriages and a controversial devotion to Scientology, remains a mystery the public can't stop decoding. Ana de Armas, meanwhile, represents Hollywood's new era of global stardom. The Cuban actress, celebrated for both her beauty and her range, earned her first Oscar nomination in 2022 and has been named among the world's most beautiful faces 3 years in a row. Her presence beside Cruz seemed to symbolize a fusion of 2 generations of cinematic allure, the seasoned legend and the rising icon. For a brief moment, fans imagined an epic union, 2 worlds colliding in glamour and gravitas. But as the curtain lifts on what may have been a masterfully crafted illusion, one thing becomes clear. In Hollywood, even love stories can be scripted for the spotlight. For those who have followed Tom Cruise's career, the whispers of a constructed romance feel eerily familiar. The actor's public life has long been a masterclass in image control, precision-engineered, deliberate, and often insulated from the ordinary rules of celebrity scrutiny. Few stars in Hollywood have managed to balance blockbuster dominance with personal secrecy the way Cruise has. And behind that control lies a structure as complex as any of his mission: impossible storylines, his lifelong commitment to the Church of Scientology. For decades, Scientology has been intertwined with Cruise's identity, both his armor and his Achilles heel. Insiders describe it as the invisible hand guiding much of his personal narrative, shaping which truths reach the public and which remain buried. Critics argue that the organization has played an active role in defining who Cruise is allowed to be in the public eye, what kind of father, partner, and even believer he must appear to be. The result is a carefully polished image of perpetual optimism, discipline, and devotion, a man who seems almost superhuman in his control, even when his private life unravels. It's impossible to discuss Cruise's public persona without revisiting the ghosts of his past relationships. Nicole Kidman, his second wife, once hinted that she found herself lost in someone else's belief system after their 11-year marriage ended in 2001. Their two adopted children, Isabella and Connor, remained under the close influence of Scientology, while Kidman herself was gradually distanced from them, a heartbreak she rarely speaks about. Then came Katie Holmes, the young actress whose whirlwind marriage to Cruise in 2006 seemed like a fairy tale, until it abruptly ended 6 years later. Their union, which began with one of Hollywood's most publicized courtships, ended in silence and legal precision. Holmes reportedly filed for divorce in secret to protect their daughter, Suri, a child who has since grown up almost entirely outside her father's orbit. These patterns, the secrecy, the managed smiles, the abrupt endings, form the blueprint of Cruise's media presence. Everything is performance. Every public gesture calibrated. Every rumor an opportunity either to distract or to reinforce the myth. When viewed through that lens, the supposed romance with Ana de Armas feels less like a deviation and more like a continuation of the same narrative choreography. Ana, of course, is no naive newcomer. She has navigated the Hollywood machine with rare intelligence, maintaining an air of mystery even while living under the spotlight. To many, her link with Cruise, whether real or manufactured, represents a moment of intersection between two very different eras of fame. His, defined by control; hers, defined by self-awareness.